So here we're going to talk about linebackers. Three types of linebackers we want to look at is kind of athletes, thumpers, basically people who are going to help in the run game, and then sub linebackers who tend to be smaller, safety types, but more athletic, better in coverage. So here we're going to look at Mark Barron. So a great thing about Mark Barron is he's really cheap. It's only about 3K in coins. The 79 overall card. He's got 80 speed, which is, I mean, if you're thinking about budget team, it's not great, but for a linebacker, this is one of your maybe your second linebacker on a budget squad with 87 hit power, which is probably the most important thing about this card. That 87 hit power. That's how you're going to cause fumbles. If you get 3 times run stuffer chemistry, you can get that hit power up to 90. Yeah, I think this is a good value. Other options for like a coverage style linebacker, um, or actually, I would say kind of like an athlete. So let me compare him to someone who's already on my team. So, not Luke. So, I have his rookie premiere, but his team of the week card, his 86 overall team of the week card has 88 speed with 88 hit power. And I believe the jumping is actually pretty good too. 83 agility, and the jumping is 91 jumping. So the Devin Bush is also a very good athletic card. Not really great like zone. Well, zone coverage is 75, so I don't know. It's a pretty good card, and I think that Devin Bush, if you don't have his rookie premiere, it's only about. I think it's only about 30K, 40K, maybe. It might be more. Let me look it up. Bush. And Devin Bush has been balling out, so yeah. If you don't have his rookie premiere, I would recommend that you guys buy this card. Buy this card now that the price is actually not even that high. So 100K, and if you have Red and Shazier and you're running Steelers Chem, obviously you want both of these guys on the field together, obviously. So for 95K, that is pretty expensive. Now, I only have him because I have his rookie premiere, but I mean, I've seen this card's price at, I think when it first came out, it wasn't even that high. It was kind of like the Darren Waller. Like when it came out, not many people jumped on them that quickly. But yeah, this card has actually gone up in value. I believe. Yeah, the 86 like is the same as the Darren Waller. It's like for some reason, like these cards, these really good budget cards, 88 speed, 88 hit power. That's like the Devin White that you have to play the Gauntlet for. So, yeah, that's a good card. And then another just athlete that I like to compare, that I like as a budget option, is this Tremaine Edmunds. Again, another most feared card. So 82 speed. I don't know why it says scary strong when it only has 70 strength. That's such a funny thing. It's like, why is Tremaine Edmunds? Maybe because they wanted to put scary tall, but yeah, it's kind of funny. But yeah, so this Tremaine Edmunds, most feared, 82 speed, which prior to maybe a few weeks ago, 82 speed at linebacker was pretty good. 82 speed with 81 hit power, 77 block shed. So he's got enough block shed to be kind of an enforcer in the run game. He's got more speed than most enforcers. He's obviously not going to be, well, that's the free Ray Lewis, but he's obviously not Ray Lewis, but he's, you know, on a budget team for only, I know that Tremaine Edmunds is only going for like 9K. And then now we're looking at downhill thumpers. So if you're just looking for somebody who's going to play downhill in the running game, who's going to lay the boomstick, I I think Clay Matthews is the best downhill, like, enforcer running style of linebacker for the coin value. So let's go Matthews. I mean, Clay Matthews actually used to play middle linebacker for a bit. So this 53K card, I think I have this one actually on my team. Compare. And I believe if he keeps playing well, he might get a power up. Who knows? He might. I mean, he has 3 cards now. I assume he'd get a power up. Focus is just run downhill. So if you want your middle linebacker to be an enforcer in the run game, Clay Matthews, his 86 overall card is only 50K. If you really value linebacker, with 84 impact blocking, 82 block shed, which is decent for a middle linebacker. For context, Ray Lewis has 87 block shed, I believe. The Master Ray Lewis, that one has 84. But the 91 hit power, 86, if you're running a standard, 4-3 defense, you can put this Clay Matthews at middle linebacker, and you can get a little pass rush out of him too. So he's a nice, balanced, like, run stuffing type of linebacker. Let's go to sub linebackers. So sub linebackers, when I say sub, I mean like basically nickel linebackers, dime linebackers, so linebackers that you would play in a nickel, that you could sub in at nickel. So when I say in a nickel package, so if I'm running a nickel defense, I can change my traditional middle linebackers. I can make them strong safeties. So the ones that I like, the strong safeties I like to put at linebacker, and I think everyone should really have this card. Like, not enough people talk about this Eric Reid card. Like, everyone talks about Shazier because of the abilities and all that. I mean, you can only have abilities on 3 people. So I mean, you can if you're not going to put abilities on your linebackers, if you're going to put them on the D line, I don't see why you shouldn't have this Eric Reid card. 84 speed, 80 acceleration, play rec is dead, but look at that, 93 hit power without chemistries. If you get run stuffer on him, it can be all the way up to 96 hit power. With the block shedding is probably not that great, but who cares? This is a user. So you're using this card, 82 agility. That's more agile than like all the linebackers. With 91 jumping, he's a strong safety, so he's not going to get that like penalty for being a linebacker. So he's going to be able to jump routes. I mean, I've jumped routes with this card, so like amazingly. Yeah. So for only 50K, 93 hit power in the middle. This guy causes fumbles. I believe you can get. I don't know if you can. Can you get enforcer on this guy? I might have to check, but I'll check on that. But let me just show you, and if you don't want to pay up for Eric Reid, but you want a strong safety an athletic strong safety that you can put at the sub linebacker position, I would go to Obi Melifonwu. You're like, what? Who's that? So he's a backup on the Patriots, I believe. I don't know if he's still on the Patriots. The guy, if you've never heard of this guy, look up his combine tape. And when I say jump man, this guy is literally the definition of jump man. I think he jumped he did like a 50-inch vert with like a 49 or like a 12-foot standing broad jump. It was just he's like combine warrior. So 83 speed. So in the beginning of the game, this was the definition of like user god for me. In the beginning of the game, when 83 speed, I mean, Keenan Allen runs like 80 speed. Let's see, what other cards? Larry Fitzgerald's like 79 speed. I'm talking about wide receivers right now. AJ Green was maybe 82 speed, 81 speed. Yeah, at that time of the game, even right now, 83 speed is really good for a linebacker. 88 jumping with 76 hit power, granted, not that great, but as a user, I mean, this guy was glitchy. This was, I mean, I don't like to use the word glitchy, but this guy was like, I was like, this guy's a cheat code. It's like 75 agility, not that great, but 84 acceleration, 83 speed as your nickel linebacker. He's standing at 6'4". He's got 88 jumping at that time in the game. I mean, I don't have him anymore, but like even now he could be useful if you're running a budget squad or a salary cap squad. I think everyone probably knows about. I don't know. Every salary cap player should know about this. He's definitely a salary cap legend. Like only 20 cap for 83 speed, 88 jumping, especially if you just run nickel exclusively, like a nickel defense exclusively. Say no more. Okay, so let's talk about cornerbacks. So if you're thinking corner, I don't think you should look any farther than Derwin James. So you're gonna have to, so for this Derwin James, you're gonna have to play the Gauntlet. Yeah, so not Troy. Wow, the Troy is actually pretty good. 83 speed. Let's compare. So Derwin James. So if you're looking for a man coverage, like if you're looking for a budget, because he's free, so that's obviously the best budget card. He's free. So 87 speed with 89 acceleration, with 89 hit power, 82 man, 81 zone. Like I like to run him at corner. Actually, I don't like to run him at safety so much. I mean, I do run him at safety because I have decent corners at this point. But if you're in a pinch and you need a corner, like this Derwin James, he stands at 6'2". He's got what's the jumping on this guy? 90 jumping with like 82 press, 82 man, 81 zone. Like I mean, his speed press combo is enough to stay with most receivers not named Randy Moss or, T.O. or whatever. I mean, those are gods. And he's free. So you could run him at corner. I mean, I wouldn't run him at safety because I like that he has 82 press, so I like to run him as a nickel. And he's almost like a linebacker because his block shedding at 62, he's almost like if they're running nickel and they're trying to run the ball at you, he's like that third linebacker. So you can still stay in your nickel package, but still have this guy on the field. So you could run. So what I like to do is I actually run Derwin James, Eric Reid on the field at the same time. Also, obviously, you have Pat Tillman. He's free. But I wouldn't run him at corner. So you could run all three of these guys on the field at the same time. No problem at all. Yeah, so in terms of just pure like coverage ability, he's decent enough. Like he's not an elite corner by any means. He's just at 6'2" with these athletic abilities. Like if you put him in zone coverage, and not to mention he's got 89 hit power. Like if you put him in a cover 2, like he's in a cloud flat, and you put him in that position, and you ask him to if someone catches in the flats, punish them. Oh yeah, it doesn't get any better than Derwin James because he has another good value at corner. As you can tell, I actually like long, tall players. So if you need a fifth corner, I mean this Kevin King guard is not bad either. So I have the Kevin King. So he's got coverage stats are garbage, but 82 speed with 84 jumping at 6'3" with 84 agility. As my fifth corner on a budget squad, possibly a salary cap squad at only 15 cap. I mean, at that point, the coverage stats are not going to be very good. The route running stats are not going to be very good for whoever you're going against in a salary cap lineup. Like, you're not going to match this guy up on Randy Moss, but I mean, maybe in a dime package, he's a blitzer. Maybe he's, I don't know. He's. I mean, when I was in the beginning of MUT, he was pretty good for me. He got picks. I put him in zone coverage, and he hardly got beat. As long as you're not pressing, he hardly got beat over the top. And then just in terms of athletes, maybe not the greatest coverage stats. We've got Dante Jackson for one. Dante. Okay, I didn't spell Dante right. Don't. I'm a don't. Oh, Dante Jackson. For a 90 speed corner with 81 man, a card that can keep up with the Tyreek Hills of the world, 90 speed, 86 agility, 90 agility, sorry. Just a straight athlete. That's a pretty good value. Shaquem Griffin, or Shaquille, Shaquem's twin. Is it twin or brother? I think they're twins. Shaquille Griffin. So this Shaquille Griffin card, 90 speed, same deal. Not great coverage stats, but great speed. Though the Shaquille Griffin, I would expect to actually get a power-up card at some point, especially if the Seahawks defense keeps performing well. Now that I think they just traded for someone in the secondary. They just traded for Quandre Diggs, so I expect their secondary to improve. So maybe he'll get a power up. Who knows? If you're a Seahawks fan, or if you want, you don't want to spend $100K for Deion Sanders, 90 speed corner, not high agility. Just depends. I think he has some other good stats. I believe it's hit power and run. Block shedding, maybe? What was it? 50 block shed. What's the hit power? 65 hit power, not bad. 79 press. Yeah, the 65 hit power is not bad. Actually, for a corner, 65 hit power is actually pretty decent. There are some free safeties in the game that are over 86 that don't even have 60 hit power. Yeah, so that's Shaquille Griffin is not a bad. He's not a bad. If anything, he's not a bad free safety. Like if you want to put him back there at safety, where he's going to be covering more tight ends, he's not. This is not a bad card because the pursuit, I believe, is not terrible. 77 pursuit. Yeah, he's better. He's like a better free safety, like a budget free safety. It doesn't matter if you got 79 speed, if your zone. It doesn't matter if you have 86 zone coverage. If you only got 79 speed, you can't get there. That's too slow. He's slower than Kittle. He's slower than my 87 Kittle. 84 speed. 87. Does that matter? With 59 hit power. That's exactly what I was talking about. Shaquille Griffin has like 65 hit power with 90 speed. Who would you rather have? I'd rather have the guy with more range. Choice is yours. All right, so now that we're on let's just talk about free safeties now that we're talking about it. So I mean, this is not even the most egregious example. I mean, would I rather spend 165K or would I rather have Troy Apke, 90 speed, 91 acceleration? Granted, he doesn't have any zone, he doesn't have great zone abilities, but I mean, he's not going to get beat deep. Like I've made terrific catches with I mean, the animations I've gotten with this Troy Apke, I mean 90. I mean, I don't know about giving him 90 agility. I don't know. He was a combine warrior too, to be honest. I think he ran like 4.4. He had like hella high jump in the. I mean, look at this card: 90 agility, 90 speed, 91 acceleration, 90 jumping. What the hell? I mean, this Troy Apke is crazy. The zone, not that great, but with all that jumping and speed, he's not going to get beat deep. Like, you're not going to beat him deep. You put him at a free safety spot, he's not going to get beat deep. You can click on and make a play. Granted, he might get mossed because he doesn't have those abilities to break the ball up if the guy does catch it, but I mean, most of the time he's not going to be out of position. You can make up. He has the makeup speed. Like no one's going to be outrunning him. 73 hit power again. 73 hit power. Let's compare him to this guy. 59 hit power, 84 speed. Would you rather spend 150k or 3k? 87 zone coverage. Does that really matter? It's not 90. If it's not 90, you're not getting those elite animations. You're not getting those elite zone coverage abilities. I mean, you will actually with 87, but does it really matter if you've only got 87 zone, not 90? 84 speed, no hit power. 90 agility, 90 jumping, 80. So this one's got 85 agility, 84 speed. What's the jump? 85 jumping. Choice is yours. I would rather have the Troy Apke. And I actually run with the Troy Apke, and he is fantastic. You can even use, like, if you don't want to use him, so say you want to user him, you can sub him down to linebacker in a nickel package. User God. You want to talk about user God? This is the definition of a user God, actually. 90 speed, 90 acceleration. Granted, he doesn't have great tackling, but if you're usering him, does it matter? You have 99 zone coverage as a user. You have 99 man coverage as a user. You've got 99 play rec as a user. 99 awares as a user. Unless you don't have user key skills. I like my free safeties to make plays. This Calvin Johnson, oh my God. Ignore the speed. He's got 91 zone. When you power him up, he's got 89 speed with 90 play rec, 92 zone, 85 hit power at 6'5", with, what's the jumping going to be? 92, 93 jumping. With, if you power him up and you get some chemistries on him, it could be like 95 zone. It could be 87, 88 hit power. The jumping could be, depending on which chemistries you get, the jumping and speed could go up to 92 with 94 jumping at 6'5" at free safety. And then the catching stats, those won't improve too much, but I mean 77 catch in traffic as a corner. As a corner? What? What's the spec catch on it? The spec catch better be fucking 100. I believe the spec catch isn't that good though. I actually remember it wasn't that great. Spec catch, 87 agility, 78, but 78 spec catch on a car on a free safety at 6'5". I mean, this is gonna be when they give out the 91 to 92 power pass. This is where it's gonna go. It's gonna go into this Calvin Johnson. I already have him powered up to the 88. I'll soon have him powered up to the 80. I mean, I don't see any reason to power him up to the 90 because he's only going to get one more speed, which to me is not enough of a justification for 3,000 training. But once this card comes out, it'll be worth it to actually go ahead and invest to complete powering him up. So right now he's not worth the 900k, but it is worth it to get his power up card and then just power him up partially, and he makes plays for me even at his 88. He's kind of like this Troy Apke, just with better zone coverage. Basically, he's basically an athlete, tall, and he's got hit power. I mean, 77 hit power at free safety at 6'5", wide receiver. I mean, that's patrolling the deep third of the field. He makes plays for me. So those are my budget players. Let me know what you thought of this video. If you would like to see, if you have any suggestions or anything you want to add, any players you think I should look at, let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.